Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and this is a part 3 to this mini album here. I said I would come back on and do some of the matting with you guys in a different collection. So that's what we're gonna do. I won't finish the whole mini album. I'll come back on with a walkthrough of that version, but I did use Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Linen Market 6x8 pad. This is a design team project for Country Craft Creations. So all these materials you can get from Country Craft Creations if they're still in stock. I love this 6x8. I love this collection. I'm really sad that I'm using it up, but I need to learn to use things and not go buy another one to hoard. But it's so pretty. I might have to. I will see. But just from the papers that I've already started cutting, I have mostly the yellows left. So let's see here. These are the papers I have left that are full sheets. And then I have some scraps. So I probably will do like a little lemon, little card folio or something. But I have these papers here that are still left besides these two. So what is that? If you really wanted to just mix it up and have a mixed book, that is 7, 8, 9 sheets. I think 3 of them are cut aparts. And then I have some bigger chunks left as of right now because I haven't cut everything. I've just done the big cuts to kind of show you guys how I mat, how I put like my covers together. So that's what we're going to do. But one thing I did notice while I was working with this, so if you did not watch the other videos, the tutorials, go back and watch. But I changed these measurements up a little bit because I changed the width of the page just by like 1/8 of an inch. But I changed these like drastically from the original. And they still work, so it's not like a huge deal. But as you can see, the waterfall, the stacked waterfall comes down further than the one like up here. So I kind of started, I guess I started lining up with this one and working my way back. But you could leave what you have and add one more underneath if you want. Like I said, for me, it is no big deal. I'm leaving it as is. I don't mind the bigger gap down here. It makes no difference to me. But if you want these exact measurements, let me know. I will drop it in the description box. If I get time, I'll drop it in there anyways. So you might want to check that first if it's something you want. But it doesn't, tomato, tomato. It is not a huge difference to your project. But I just wanted to let you guys know just in case you saw that and you're like, wait a second, it looks a little different. But what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys first just kind of, now there's a lot of you guys that do your covers last. I cannot. And I can spend hours picking out my cover before I do anything with my book. That's why I say I'm like the slowest crafter ever, because I'm just very picky about some things. But this is kind of what my cover will look like. I probably will add some flowers to it. Again, sticking to the theme of a non-traditional 4th of July project, which just means there isn't the fireworks, the things that say 4th of July, screaming it at you, but it's still something you could display during the time frame. You could do this same method and make like cute banners, etc. So I'm doing that with this collection because I loved it as soon as I saw it for that as well. Now I used one 12x12 because I wanted this pattern mixed in, and the one that was on here, I don't even know. It was, I don't even know if it was on there. I don't think so. I think that's why I used that, because they didn't have it. There is a cut apart that I think is what is pictured. I could be wrong, but either way, I used the 12 by 12 because I wanted that sheet. I was trying to find where the cut apart. Oh, there's the cut aparts. So I think that is what is showing on the cover here, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I used this. I did use one of the 12 by 12 cut apart sheets that has, I forget what it's called, but it's all the different sizes. I wanted this cut apart for the cover. So I did cheat a little bit. You don't have to have the 12 by 12 to do this. You can utilize, there's still a lot of stuff you can play with. I just, you know, yep, that's what I did. And then I used a red from my stash. I also will probably, I haven't cut this up yet, but I did cut up the blue. But I will probably use like the red and the blue from the actual collection. So, just smack in that camera. There we go. Just want to, you know, in case you want to make the project exactly, where is this light coming in at? Okay. I don't want the whole blinds closed because I need a little bit of lighting right now. And, okay, now let me move the camera a little bit. Sorry, guys, just adjusting. But I will put this on last, but I pick it out first. So this is kind of my cover. I'll probably do something here. And what I did with this one is it is one piece. So I don't know if it's this side or who knows. Who knows? Nope, it's not matching either way. Oh, there we go. So this is one piece. Luckily, I liked the back side as well. When I went to go cut the other piece, I cut it the wrong way. So your girl, can you guys see? I had to tape the back together because I always look to see what side to tape on that you can't see. You can't tell from this side that it's put back together. So I just like to show you guys my, what we call boo-boos. They're not necessarily boo-boos. It just changes up, you know, what you're doing. And you just roll with it. And then just a die from my stash, my little favorite doily die. You can use any doily die. I do recommend to have a good, it could be just one or two staple doily dies to have in your stash at all times. And then what I do is I just go through scraps before I toss them. I will either do like doilies, I will do flowers, etc. before I toss the paper. Okay, so let's set that aside. I also have, where is it? I brought it with me. I know it's over here. Well, oh yeah, it's underneath here. Oh, I used, for this one, I used the truck from here. I'll probably use other elements. And I have some things from the sticker sheet. And I'll probably use other elements from, you know, the ephemera, etc. And I'm going to tie this up with, I'll have a tie closure with some seam binding from Country Craft Creations too. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And we're just going to open this up. I already have this. It's not stuck, but this is what I'm going to use. Now when I do my matting, so if you're new to scrapbooking and you're wondering how do I decide my matting, etc., all I do, I probably ain't going to want my mat out. All I do is measure 1/8 inch shorter. So my cover is 6 by 6. So for here, this would be 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. Now, tip, if you are someone who, it could even be, you know, struggling to see, that always feels like your stuff is crooked, you don't have to do the 1/8 because it's really tiny as far as the matting. Go ahead and go for that quarter matting. So instead of 5 7/8 by 5 7/8 on a 6 by 6. You would do 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then I just keep going down from there because I'm insane and I like to mat a lot of things. So I won't be going through every single, you know, measurement, but I will try just to give you guys, you know, an idea of like how I do things, what it looks like. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask in the comments. I do try to get to them. I've noticed, oh my gosh, you guys, I have noticed that I have some videos where I didn't respond at all. I don't know what happened, if I was traveling or what, but every once in a while I'll get someone will pop up an old video and I'll see it. And so I'm responding to it. And I'm going to have to get this little chunky glue out of here. I can tell it's in there. And I go and look and oh my gosh, like months later, nothing. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, they probably hate me because I'm so rude and don't even respond. I am so sorry. If there is something that you really needed an answer to and still didn't get it, please just ask again. And keep asking it until I answer it. I don't mean to. I never want to ignore any messages. But it's really weird, I swear. Like after the first day of posting, I don't see, even though I get notices, I don't see the responses all the time. I don't know why. Okay, so for the spine, for my white piece, because our spine is 1 inch, remember? So for the white piece, I did 7/8 of an inch by 5 7/8. And then I took my pattern, which was just a scrap left over. That's why it has like the doily still in there, and I don't care. It still will work fine, and I'm using it. I don't want to cut into a new piece. That's how stingy I am with paper. But the red piece is, what is it? 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4. That's getting that skinny little 1/8 of an inch, if that's what you want. I always just start whatever, like the size of my base is, you go to your next piece. It could be matting with white, or you could say my pattern paper will be next. This summer, I am going to try a few projects with no matting. It is so hard for me to not mat. But, I mean, it's way easier. Because if you think about it, when you mat, it's like doing 2 projects in one. The only thing you don't have is the actual base. But now, when you build your books, and if you have a tie closure, you can do the tie. A lot of people will do it on the underneath side, so there's no resistance to the paper. Most of the time, mine are on top, and I've never had an issue. But I just want to be able to give you guys some different things when looking at, you know, how to do closures. Or you could say you meant to do it on the top and you did your cover first, stick it under here. Or if your book is done and you forgot to do a tie closure, punch a hole and then just tie a knot. There's so many different ways to go ahead and do yours. So this is the piece that I decided to go here. Again, just like the original, I'm just doing like a feature page right here. I just thought this was really cute. Cute and sweet. So what I did was pull out, basically I ignored most of the yellow pieces, and still, even if I would have used them, it still would have been a 4th of July look. It's a great summer collection. But I like to challenge myself to see if I can get different types of projects out of a collection so that they look totally different. Put that in there. But I love this little mini album. No chipboard. It's just fun, 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 fun. So real quick, before I forget, I could hear my glue is not very good under there. I'm telling you, anytime you have that crackling, that means your glue dried up a little fast, like it wasn't down quick enough or you didn't have enough. So I'm just going to put an R here for myself to remind myself to put my ribbon down. This doesn't always work. Plenty of times where this has not worked. Okay, now we can come in, we can glue this down and have it in, and then we can start the matting. So we're just going to do that. In the tutorial, I did glue it down, but I did just a little bead of glue and it popped right up when I needed it to. And I kind of got rid of most of the writing just with, I forget what that eraser called. Not a mono eraser. It is something with an M from my stash. But again, you can use score tape here. I want to make sure I get glue all the way out to those edges. Okay. And I'm just going to somewhat making sure kind of the same on both sides. Okay, have it even, if I could talk. Ooh, just moved it. Okay. I want it to stick. Give it a good burnish, no matter if it's glue or tape or both. This is the part you don't ever want to, you know, fall apart. And I have some like really old projects of mine that I randomly check to see how they hold up. And I could tell if it's like a cheap, I won't use any other score tape besides actual Suquang score tape. The others over time, they lift if you don't add glue to them. And I know some people only use glue. So we got this down good. Make sure no sticky. No sticky. But just kind of look at your projects and you could tell if what holds up, what doesn't. I'll leave out some brands that I don't like. I was about to go and I was like, no, we will keep this just crafty positive. No need to throw anyone under the bus. Okay, now here, do we want a magnet? I think we should do a magnet. So let me get some magnets. I need to place another order too, that's for sure. Do I have some out? Yes, I do. Okay. Trying to see where's my other score or bone folder. That's weird. Oh, I know where it's at. I left it from the tutorial. Yeah, there it is. Right underneath that pile of paper. Okay, so, and you can get these from Country Craft Creations, and I like these, which are the basic gray as well as the Tonic Studios. So I have in my cart already to order both because I like both for different things. So I'm just going to click those together, but recommendation, if you mat, go ahead and mat your whole project, like cut it all. You could either glue it in place or put it in place temporarily, but I found that the easiest to kind of do all my matting first, then come back and do my actual pattern paper. So we are going to do, here's what I picked out. I'm just going to warn you guys, there is a lot of like gingham checked stuff happening. I looked, I was like, I might have went a little overboard. So because our pages are not exactly 6 by 6, we made it 5 7/8 by 6. I cut my first mat to, what peeps? 5 3/4 by 5 7/8. If you did yours, I'm trying to find my glue and it's right there. If you did yours 6 by 6, that's fine too. And all cutters are different, everything. So that's what I'm saying. I know some people find it easier to do a 1/4 inch smaller than your base versus like this right here. I just like seeing just a little bit of that paper peeking through. I have a bunch of projects that, I mean, I started out doing a 1/4 of an inch, but I don't know, some point I changed. And I think I said this already in my last video, but July is going to be a crazy month. We're going to put our white up here. So this is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to do 5 1/8 by 5 1/8 on this one. So again, you just go 1/8 inch shorter, 1/8 of an inch shorter. And then I'll put my magnets on. But July is going to be crazy. I mean, it's already started. This past weekend was insane. I had like a old 30 years ago work reunion. And then my friends, because all of us obviously are turning 50 from high school. So she turned 50, which she looks like she's 30. I mean, she looks better than 20-year-olds. But we had a lot of fun, but those were like back to back on Saturday. So on Sunday, I was pretty much dead. And I'm not talking, you guys know I don't drink or do that. But I dance. When there's dancing, I dance. And I dance straight. Like, once the music was on, even if it's a bad song, I'll keep going because I ate a lot of sweets. And, you know, just wanted to work off those calories. Okay, so I'm just putting the magnets down. And for me, I've said before, I just have a routine of where my negative magnet is always going down. Sometimes I forget, sometimes I don't. Now, if you guys see, this isn't going to keep it all the way closed. You would need to add, and I probably didn't add that far enough up. No. Let's go up a little higher. I wasn't paying attention as usual. Gotta make sure I don't have my broken tool. One of my favorite tools is starting to break because I've used it for so long. It's like this one, but it's not this one. So I'm going to move this to like right about there. Okay, now put that down. And then, okay, so we have that. Just stay with me because I'll add more magnets as we get up here to keep it all the way closed. Or we'll see. It might not work. It might. I don't know. Okay, so next is, where is it? Right here. So I left the tops. Oh, yep. See already, you guys? I can't. I leave the tops empty. I think I need this light on. It's getting a little too dark now. I leave the tops blank with just the white matting, so I should have put the magnet underneath the white. But it'll be fine for now. So way to fix that is either just, sometimes you could lift up your white, depending upon how you put it down, and then you could do it. You could also add another white piece of paper. No one's going to know. Or you could just put like a little, you could put solid, so you could do like red over it, or you could put a ephemera piece over it. There's all kinds of ways. All kinds of ways. We're going to put this down. And if you're new to my channel, I share the whole process. I share when I make mistakes. I try to share how I fix them. One, I don't edit, so most of the time it's actually in the tutorial. But I do think that just helps everyone just get different ways to fix the boo-boos, because I know that's how I've learned, seeing others share that. So burnish it down. Oops. Just smashing that poor little top. Okay. We're just going to leave that one for now. So next we have this one. So this is where I just wanted some of this to break up the colors in here. So that's why I took that 12 by 12. And you just keep doing an 1/8 inch shorter. So this white is the same as the white on the back. So 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm crooked. What's most important for me is that the outside edges are really glued down versus, you know, the inside, because I don't want them to ever like lift. Then this piece is 5 by 5. Just get your glue. If you're a score tape person, do that. I don't do tape runners for mini albums or folios. I'll only use tape runners on cards, or sometimes maybe even a tag, because most of the time cards, people will toss them, unfortunately. So I'm okay with doing that, but on mini albums, it will lift over time. Just saying. Unless you do that plus glue. Okay, so then this next one is 4 3/4 by 5. I think 4 3/4 by 5. Yes. So the white matting on the back should be 4 5/8 by 4 7/8. And hopefully I'm saying the right measurements, because I'm just doing this from the top of my crazy head. I am pretty good with numbers, but when you're doing tutorials and talking, you say the wrong thing and don't even know it till you like rewatch it, which I don't even do that, because yeah, I don't listen to myself. So when you guys are saying how funny, I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I say in this one? I have no idea. Because usually I do my videos so far ahead, and I'm on to the next, and I forget. Okay, so one more here, same measurements, that 4 5/8 by 4 7/8. Yeah, that sounds good, right? And then if you put pattern paper on top of this, then it would be even smaller. Giving it a good burnish. And we are going to get that magnet out and see. I think I'm going to might do 2 and just see how well it's going to stick. I'm not sure yet. Oops. Just grabbed onto another one. Okay, so that sticks good. I might be able to get away with just 1, but I think I'm going to do 2. Just to make sure it can get through all those papers. So I have 2 sets in here. I'm pretty sure you could do 1 1/2 and be fine. Just making sure I got a good stick. I did this one right this time. So now we can put our pattern paper And when I'm doing my projects, I always use my repositional tape runner, which again is my favorite tool. I just love this thing. But I lay out my whole project first to see if that's how I like it. Sometimes I'm like, even I'll look at it and still be like, but I just keep going because it's good enough. And okay, so which way do I want this? Let's do it like that. Nope, can't do it like that because it's not an even square. So we have our little red bandana piece. So I alternated a red, blue scenario, but I did my front, you know, cut it up, everything, and then I opened and did the other pages without looking to see what's going to show, and you guys will see in a second what I'm talking about, because it's actually quite funny. Okay, so let's get this piece. So this is, what size? So 4 1/8 by 5. I had to guess. No, nope, that's definitely not it. 4 1/8 by 4 5/8. First mat. I really do. I wish I could just bust out a whole bunch more, because I really like the way this album turned out, not using chipboard. And I'm a chipboard lover. Like, I love a good chipboard album. This one turned out so cute, and it will look so different, like doing it in Halloween, etc. Okay, so now same size up there. And if you plan to do more than one of these, I would write down the cuts that you like, so you don't always have to remeasure when you go to remake this project. And now our other piece, which is gonna be, should be like 4, let's see, what did I say, 4 by 4 1/2? 4, yep, by 4 1/2. And I think, oh, I can't remember, but I think I got this cut apart that's on top of here. I think I might have got that from the 12 by 8, or 12 by 12, 12 by 8. The 12 by 12 cut apart sheet. And again, it was just because of the preference of what I wanted showing, you know, to balance out like my red, blue statements. So this one, I'm not going to mat yet because I think I'm going to make this a little smaller. And I'll decide, I don't know if I'll keep the sentiment. I might just have it, you know, like that. But we'll see. I'm just going to kind of place it there. And I will mat this with white before I put that down. But so right now, there's a first. Like I said, see how there's a lot of action going on here. A lot of red, white, blue. And then just wait till you get to the inside. Okay, so let's do over here. And I think I need my paper, my notch punch. And where are you? Did I bring it over? My room actually is really messy right now, because I have not been, oh there it is, I have not been finishing. Well, I finished a project, but I haven't been putting the stuff away. I just jumped to the next one before my mind goes blank. And yeah. Okay. So let me just kind of show you guys like how I do. So I just kind of, when I have pockets, I don't go all the way down. You can, if you want to use up all that paper, you can do it. I choose not to. I just want enough to cover. And same thing here, but I'm going to show you guys. I have a boo-boo on this one, but I am going to show you how I fix it. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of show you guys, you know, some things. Okay, and then we have this one down here that is not a very clean cut on one of those. I don't know which one. One of those is not clean. Let me see which one it is. Okay, white. Oh, it is the white. I'm going to trim up that white a little bit. So, for the top, I have a piece. I think this is like 3.5. Let's see. 3.5 deep. Now, all I really need is 3. I just need to be below that notch, but I had enough white, so I just did the white all the way 3.5. Now my pattern paper, because I'm cheap and I like to use up my paper on a whole bunch of projects, so that's smaller. That is 3 inches because that's all I needed to cover the pocket. So let's put that in. And I don't glue on the bottom because it'll be covered up by a pocket anyways. So I just kind of do that. Gives me time to tuck it in before it starts to dry. That's always the fun part. And this is the reason we don't do the front cover until the very last, because right now I'm putting a lot of pressure on the front cover by doing all this matting, and you don't want that. So I love this side too. This side's cute. Should I put that side in there? I don't know. Let's see. It has a lot of stuff going on, but I do have a photo mat. Let's see if I like it. But I need to show you guys the other side. And this will, no matter what I choose, you guys can get some ideas. So let's see. This is going to be our other side here. As of right now, you guys can tell me which one you liked more. Maybe I won't glue it down, and then I'll take a poll. You guys can tell me which one to do. So we have that. Which one is your fave? And I have another tag that we're going to do. We'll see if we can get that in at the end. But it is going to have this cut apart in here. So I think, you know, we could do, if it's not blue on blue. None of these things are glued down, so it's okay. We're just playing. But this is how my mind goes. I had one idea, and then I'm like, huh. And then I'm very indecisive. Just saying. So I'm going to leave that for right now. I'm going to try to put that into place. Okay, now what the boo-boo is, if you guys can see, the white first started, I had the notch way over here, so it was covering, so I had to kind of extend it. So if you guys look, can you see how there's not a lot of white showing on this side? So I need to kind of repunch to make it look like I'm centered, because I thought I was centered. So I'm just looking at the notch and where the middle is, and I'm going to try to come over a little bit. We'll see what happens. It's kind of dark over here. Oh, and I have that tape, so I can't quite see. Let me cut this tape off. Okay, yes, that is better. So it's okay if it doesn't work the first time. You could just tweak it a little bit, make it work. I am going to glue this down out here. again. Oops. And I'll tell you guys just kind of, if there's a measurement that you really want that I don't say, just ask me. Just keep like some notes and then ask me in the comments and I'll definitely answer. If it's within the first couple days of me posting. Because otherwise, I don't see it. I don't know why. So this was the other half of our front cover that I had to tape together because I cut it wrong. Nobody knows. So the white piece of paper was a scratch piece, like a scrap on my desk. So I didn't want to recut to make it bigger. So it is, what is that, 1 3/4 by the 5 3/4, and I see some glue. And then we're going to stick that in there. And again, just kind of do dry fits before you glue anything down to make sure. I'm getting caught on a little wing there. It all works. So ideally, I would have had this over just a little bit more, but it's fine. We are going to make that work. And then you can see the blue is longer. That's only because it was a scrap piece too, and I was too lazy to cut it. Because you don't see it. So why bother? That's what I'll say. You guys only knew all the projects that I've taped together, that I've changed up the measurements, have it longer than it's supposed to be. You just roll with it, right? Okay. Okay, good enough. Now down here, I have to do this. So you can do this with your envelope punch board and find the center easy. Like I said, I like this for traveling purposes, just to take it along. But you do have to, there's no marker, so you have to kind of, at least I do. I just find my center somewhat, at least I thought I did on that last one. And then just extend it. I'm going to go out to here and move. Okay, there we go. So I'm finding my center. Now, again, this could be off versus, it probably was that top one, because remember I did that without, it was already in the book. So I just want to see, yeah, I feel like the top one was off because I punched that first notch with it not in there. So I just kind of do an extension of my mark, put it in, eyeball, centering it in between, giving it a little punch. There we go. We are going to just take that notch, that little pencil mark off. Now let's do this one, same thing. But I do like that punch. And when you're in the middle, or like when it's like a 7/8, a 5/8, you have to just go in the middle of your center on your ruler. Okay, kind of centered there. We will soon find out. And it's hard to see my pencil mark, but I can't see it. And I might have to extend it. Because this notch, like it goes deep. And sometimes what you can do is trim off like the ends if you make a boo-boo. But we'll see. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So let's glue this down. And this is like a page where I might add some of the flowers from the ephemera, I think it was like the floral bits. I love this collection. I don't know when I'll be able to get to like the full, 12 by 12. Again, because like I said, July. I mean, the whole summer, like every weekend is done. every single weekend. It's done for. I have this coming up weekend, which is 4th of July week, is going over to a friend's house celebrating. One of my girlfriend's birthday was last week, and then mine is at the end of the month, so we're just doing them together. Mine's my 50th. So we're crafting this whole weekend, which is nice because I can get a project done, which I'm only taking my wedding project. I will start my wedding album this weekend, and then the next weekend, I fly to Vegas, and then I'm in Vegas the whole following week because of Craft Utopia. So I'm going with Country Craft Creations. There was not very much glue on that. That is going to be a lot of fun, but oh my gosh, you guys, how do you live in Vegas? I've seen it's over 100. It's so gross. Like, I would never go outside ever. And when I go to those places, I always get sick because my body likes to be hot, but inside temperature hot, not outside. So I can't be outside because it's too hot and I can't breathe, like with my asthma and stuff. And I'm really white. I'm going to try to get my spray tan on, find my inner Jersey girl, get my spray tan going so it won't be too bad. But then I can't be inside because the air conditioning freezes me out. So my body temperature is going up and down. It hates me. It just is like, what are you doing, lady? Knock it off. Okay, so here is that 4.5 by 5 photo mat that we had. You're just, again, going to go, if you're following what I'm doing, it's going to be 4 3/8 by 4 7/8. So I'm just going to stick that in there until you guys tell me what we're doing with this blue piece. And then I'm going to glue this. Look at the lemons. Oh, they're so pretty. But maybe, this is, I don't know if I'll be able to swing this. Because actually, nope. I was going to say that next weekend, I think I might be free. But actually, I think that is the Country Craft Creations virtual. Well, I'm not teaching, so technically I'm free. I'm still going to see all the action happening because those are so fun. But is that weekend? I think so. And let's just do this tag right now. Okay, so all I do, these were the 3 by 5 pieces, not that. I like to use my We Are Makers punches that I got from Country Craft Creations. Just come in, get these top corners, and then I'm going to use this one for the bottom. I've already done a white mat, which is what? 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. So dry fit, we are good enough. Oh, she was really loud on that one. And I'll probably come back through and do like some eyelets and ribbon on my tags. We'll see. We will see what we do. But I definitely have lots of seam binding I could play with. I was looking for, I was like, wait a second, I haven't played with seam binding in a long time, and it is a great just go-to ribbon, and it's awesome to have in your stash. Okay, so let's round. This is just a scrap piece that I think I cut. Yes. I just made sure it was 2 3/4 width. Now we're going to put that on there. Now I do kind of have gingham on gingham. If you guys can see the tag in the bottom left corner, we have this red and then it's a yellow gingham, but I feel like it's so light. Whoop-de-doo-dah. And these are just scraps and they're still cute. It's still, you know, little clusters. So we're going to cut this down to 3. Nope, what do we say? To 2 3/4. I'm going to cut off this side. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Yeah, we're doing that. So I want most of the blue anyways. And then we will come in. I just love these punches. Need all of them. I think there's one I don't have that I need to add to the collection. Okay, so we're going to add that on there. Now, it doesn't matter which way. Like, we could have put this down first, and then the little scrap piece, the red, but it doesn't matter. You could do it however you want, whatever you want showing, highlighted. But we're just kind of leaving that 1/16 of an inch all the way around. I just think this is cute. You can get out your border punches and do like a little white going across, which I might do. You can add just all kinds of things and keep it, you know, keep it going. But let's see what we want. Okay, so that's in there. Now let's put this here. This is just a nice, easy 5 7/8 by 5 3/4. But if you don't like the 7/8 thing, then just make it even. Just do the 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And you could bump it out this way and have the excess on the inside if you want to. I know there's a lot of people that don't like the weird little measurements. They're either hard to see or you can't tell where to cut it on your trimmer. That's okay too. You gotta do you, boo. Whatever works. And on this one, I strategically cut it to cut off, the bottom had more green flowers, and I wanted more of the blue flowers showcasing with kind of our blue page here. So if you're wondering how I cut it, that's how I did it. I did the bottom first, and then I cut off whatever extra from the top. I just kind of come in, you guys, and I am never straight. I get comments of people asking, how do I get things so straight? Nope, no I don't. I just have learned to embrace it and keep going because it's a handcrafted item. You put so many other things in it, no one notices at the end of the day. Because in the beginning, oh, it would drive me insane. Just drive me crazy. Okay, here I will probably do, let me see if I have any just to kind of show you. I'll probably do like a little skinny strip of something, you know. Could be something like that. That's the other side. I don't really like that exactly next to that. It could be that. And this one goes this way. This one is that kind of paint splatter, which I think is kind of cute with this, so we'll see. Or it could just be white or leave it with nothing. So now we're here to this side. And I'm going to do the underneath part first. And I know that I want a magnet on there because I put an M right there telling me to magnet in hopes that I see it, because half the time I miss it. So don't worry when that happens to you. There's a lot of weird, it's really hard doing projects like late in the afternoon because the lighting is changing on me so fast. It's hard to keep adjusting. So hopefully you guys, once I'm done, will be able to still see everything fine. Oh, you could always tell when I'm doing tutorials, because they're so long, I'm standing. I don't know why. I don't sit down doing tutorials, but you know, basically it's an hour and all the blood is rushing to my veiny hands. I have the most veins ever. See how plump that is? They never have problems finding a vein in my arm for anything. Never. I don't know what anyone is talking about when they say, oh, they couldn't find a vein. Nope. They find them no problemo. No problemo. Let's see. I'm just going to trim this. So if you guys are always wondering why, well, mind you, my hands are veiny even if I'm not standing. But the blood is rushing to them, which makes them stand out even more. But yeah, I see it. Don't worry. I don't need anyone pointing it out. Not that you guys ever have. You guys are always so kind and nice, and I so appreciate it. But I see it as I'm doing things. And I'm just like, ugh. Or if you guys ask me a question and I have to go back and look at one of my videos, I just want to die. Ah. No, thank you. Okay, so I have 2 mats. So this was 5 3/4 by 5 7/8. This one I think was 4 originally. Yeah, so it was 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. Now let's put on those magnets before Tiffany forgets. I do try to, one clicked out somewhere. I do try to kind of see where my other magnets are to make sure I'm not, sometimes if you put them in like different ways, they can kind of, what is it called? You guys know what I'm trying to say. Like where they resist each other. So like right now it's wanting the plus down on the left side because it's connecting right there. So that is what I'm gonna do when I go to put this. It might not be right here, and sometimes you can get away with just having one because it's picking up that other one, but we have inserts and everything, so I don't want to chance it. I just want to make sure I don't have any resistance. So I am going to make sure my negative on this is up. So it's going there, so it's not necessarily connecting to that one we just were connected to. And if none of that makes sense, it's all good. Just keep going. Don't mind me. Don't mind me at all. Now I want to just dry fit real quick. Okay, so our next piece, oh, it's so pretty, is 5 5/8 by 5 3/4. And if you have odd, if things aren't a square, then make sure you're looking at if it's directional. And directional means like if an image is supposed to always be upright because it would look weird going another way, or if you have writing, you don't want it upside down. Now, have we all done that? Yes, we have. And have some of us, like Tiffany, myself, not change it? Yes, I have. I'm like, nope, it's down. I'm good. Sometimes you know, unless you're really looking, you don't see it. Okay, so we have a nice little snappy do. Now let's get our other piece. Now I took this one because I like this ledger like look here, but I also like that it had the blue picked up in it next to this one. So that's why I chose these two together. And let me know if you guys like these kind of videos or if they're just blah. Because this is more work doing this type of video, which I don't mind on some. I can't do it on all of them because I would never get stuff done. And sometimes I'm away and I'm crafting, so I want to finish the project. But I'll try to do, you know, some here and there if I can. But it is a lot more work to show the matting. Okay, so now we have that. Now we're going to do this side. Again, this is a pocket. You could turn this into a flap. You could glue like, do I have one close by? Yes. You could glue a cut apart on it and make it a flap if you want to, and it could be something like that, but I have mine as a pocket, so that's what we're going to do. So again, I just kind of grabbed whatever white scrap I had left on the table and just wanted to make sure it went, you know, enough into the pocket, and because it was even longer, I just left it that the way it was, because I don't need to cut it because it's going to be hidden. But then when we get to the pattern paper, and because Tiffany's so cheap with her paper, I like to make it last. Sometimes I hate that I do that because I'm trying to smash a project and I can't, or a collection. Okay, glue that on better than I did because that's a hot mess. This piece is 2.5 by the 5 3/4, and that really is just enough. You could go even shorter. You could do like 2 1/4 if you wanted to, but I think this was a scrap on my table as well. So if you guys see when I'm doing pockets, you can still glue it all the way. I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't matter because it's inside the pocket. So I just glue it out there. Okay, now I'm going to come in and glue the insides just on the ends. Am I in frame? Yes, I am. I do like doing score tape on the inside of the pockets instead of just wet adhesive because I get an instant grab, but I will typically, if I do that, I try to do both. So the score tape and then the wet adhesive at the edge of the inside of the score tape, so that way nothing's sticky, or nothing will stick to the score tape when you put things in the pocket. Okay, so we have that. So this is a 2 by 6 pocket, so this should be 1 7/8. Yes, it is, by 5 7/8. Again, I do all my big cuts first, and then where I have smaller pieces, I come back to the scraps left on the table to see what I can make work. Sometimes you can't, and you have to get rid of them, but I really hate tossing paper. There we go. And I absolutely love, like, why did they not? I love this pattern right here. I wish they would have had, I'm almost positive it isn't in the 12 by 12 as well. But that to me was like, it was just so pretty. And it would have been perfect for a non-4th of July project. So I'm making sure I'm highlighting it in here. And then you could pick up, you know, the other patterns elsewhere if you want to. I just think it's so cute. It is a little busy right now, but then when you add like your cut aparts and stuff on the inside, which I don't know which one I'm putting in here yet, so we'll see. But it could be things like this. I'm definitely not going to use this one because I don't want to highlight the yellow. There is yellow still in here, but I'm just trying not to highlight it. Okay, open this up. And we are going to do we want a magnet here too? I don't even think I did a magnet. Did I do a magnet anywhere? Oh, I did on, yeah, I did do a magnet there. But here, you don't have to do a magnet in any of this. Let me just say that because I know they could be pricey. But you for sure don't have to do it here because this is already on the back fold. What I don't like is when I'm opening a project and things are flopping this way. But I'm still going to just put that magnet on, show you guys how I do my magnets. There are people, when you put magnets on, a lot of people will put tape over them, which I do a lot of the times, especially my bigger albums. You don't have to. As you can see, I make a ton of projects where it doesn't matter. But I guess the thought process is so that they don't move underneath that paper. But I'm sorry, we put so much glue and tape and that stuff is not moving. Unless you have like the magnets that don't have adhesive on them already, like the Basic Gray or the Tonic Studio. The Basic Gray adhesive is on there, and then the Tonic Studio, you have to put, it's in there, but it's you have to add it. Okay, then this side flap is 4.5. So we have our first mat is 4 3/8 by 5 7/8. All these big ones are by 5 7/8 the height. And I just try to center it. I don't get real crazy about it anymore. Just get it on there. I'm kind of excited now that I think I might have a free weekend. I think, oh my gosh, I need to look at my planner. Because I think the last weekend of the month, my actual birthday month, which my husband did come in today when I told, I was going to celebrate, my birthday this weekend. He's like, I saw the panic on his face, and then he realized that, it's still basically 30 days away. And then he's like, do I need to do anything? You don't want me to do anything, do you? Which, I'm telling you, my hubby is not that hubby. I love him. He's not that hubby. I will just buy myself a whole bunch of crafts. I don't need big parties, wasting money when I could spend all that money on some craft supplies. Or any friends, if they want to buy me a gift, they could buy me craft supplies. I am all for that. I don't need to go out to dinner wasting money. Nope, I'm good. But again, he is not that guy. He would need me to tell him exactly what to do. And he'll do it, but he just needs someone to tell him what to do. So I just let him be. He doesn't need that. Okay, now I'm doing this here, and I'm doing this because it's over here. I kind of wish, so the 12 by, this is not from the 12 by 12. No, there are different red tones. I don't know if you guys probably won't be able to see that, but there's kind of this like berry red and then orangey red. I kind of wish that wasn't the case. I would have liked it better if it was all the same red, and same with the blues, but this is just, kind of a really eclectic, like, look. So it does still all go together. Did I already say the measurements for this one? I don't know. But it's 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. At least I think so. You might want to measure yourself. Double check my work. Okay, and then, let's just go back to my crazy, calendar. During the weeks, besides me going to Vegas and the show, they aren't too bad. But my whole point is I'm supposed to be doing a garage sale, so I might have to do it at the end of the month to get rid of everything so I could start the domino effect of upstairs. You guys have been hearing about this upstairs for like 1,000 years now. And I need to make it happen because I don't know what I'll be doing next year. So let me just show you guys. This piece should be, because this is like 6 by 6. It's not like the pages we made. But I cut mine like the pages. So I cut a little bit too short, so that's why there's this extra white. So now I could go and tape this back together, recut. I'm not doing that. I am just going to come in, and I could do this. So I could just come in and glue that down, you know, cut the top, glue it down, but I'm just going to make a little, why not? Have a little pop of blue there. So I just wanted to keep that in to show you guys there's different ways to mask your boo-boos. And if you think you never make boo-boos, more power to you. Because this girl makes a lot of them, and I hate it. I always mess up. But it all works out. Okay, so, back to the calendar. August. Oh my gosh. So the first weekend, I finally got accepted into this kind of, it's like a farmer's market extravaganza, but not farmer's markets. It's just all things. So there's just all kinds of shops, and what they do is downtown Tacoma, they shut down Proctor. They shut down that main street, then some of the side streets, and it's just a bunch of tents. So I hope it's not raining. Usually in August, there's no rain, but oh my gosh. But I got a spot, and I'm just going to test out. I just want to see could my stuff sell? I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen a lot of little pop-ups that are like mine. What am I supposed to be? 5 3/4, I hope. We're going to see. We'll see. If anything, it's just a learning experience. Like I said, this year is just a year of me trying different things. But that is that first weekend in August. Then, I think, nope, the next weekend I am not free. Because the first weekend I actually wanted to go to a retreat. And I was so bummed that it was on the same weekend as this show. But then the next weekend, I have the wedding that I'm doing the wedding album for. And then the weekend after that, we leave for Florida and we go on a cruise and come back the following weekend. And I think, do I maybe have the last weekend? I don't even know. Where's my calendar? Let's look. We're pausing. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Oh, no, I do not have that last weekend open. I'm doing a virtual thing then. So yeah, it's just crazy. And I love it. Like I said, I'm just living my best life over here. I'm having so much fun. You guys, I got to 14,000 subs, and I think you guys are crazy wanting to even watch me, but I am so appreciative that you do. And I'm just loving every second. I just think life's too short. You have to have fun if you can. I know everyone's circumstances are different, but you just have to, whatever can work for you, make the best out of it. Is that what I want? No. I don't want to glue that side. You can. It just makes it harder to get it in there. So this piece, because this flap again is 4.5 wide by 6. So this piece is 4 3/8. I have to really think hard on this. 4 3/8 by the 5 7/8. And we don't need glue all the way down here in the pocket. So that's why I took that glue off. If you have it on, that's fine. But it just is a little bit trickier to get in there. Okay, so that is our mat piece. I could hear the crackle. I wasn't fast enough because I was getting glue off my finger. Okay, so that's our mat piece. I'm going to give you guys 2 different ways to do the pockets. So, for the mat on the white, I cut the same piece, the 4 3/8 by 5 7/8. And then I cut just right at the corner, the angle. That left me with a piece that was like this big. And then I just went and kind of did a tick mark of where I wanted to cut and cut out that white part. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but that's what I did. And so I flipped this, and now it goes in here. You might have to trim a little. You'll figure it out once you get it in there. And if you do, sometimes just taking like a sliver off of this end or this end makes it easier. But I'm just going to show you guys. So we have that, and then this piece here. Then I kind of do the same thing for the matting. Now, I'm going to show you guys. So I went down to what the actual matting would be if this was solid. So where were we at? So 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. And I cut corner to corner, but I would cut just a little bit below corner to corner on that diagonal. You'll see, like when I get mine in here, it's just right, but I would want a little bit more. Okay, so you have that piece. Then I saved this to show you guys. This piece is the same. It's the leftover of this one. So still the same piece, but again, I just did little tick marks. So I put like my paper, so say this is glued on. I just kind of did a 1/16 of an inch here and here, or it could be whichever. It could be 1/8 of an inch, actually, there and there on your pattern paper, and then cut where that is. Now, you're left with this piece, which still can slide into here if you want it to. And again, you might have to trim a little bit like this one. Showing you guys, you would have to trim a little bit. I don't want to have the 3, but this could be like a hidden pocket situation where it's all the same pattern, but you have your slits. Could be kind of fun. So I chose to, okay, can we just glue these in so let's stop moving, Tiffany? Well, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the outside first and come up just a little bit there. And get some on the inside there. But I know that I barely have this in the pocket the way it's cut. And it's okay because it all still works somehow, some way. Okay. And then we'll glue this one in. And I'll show you another way to do your other. I might have pre-cut it. I can't remember now. I didn't need to do all this gluing, but I was talking, so that's what happens. Ooh. And then you can't get in there because it's stuck, because our glitter glue goes so fast. Okay, now I need to come in here because I got some under here. Okay, there we go. Burnish it all down. And I'm going to do the outside corner, then we'll come back in here. And we're pretty much done except the cover, which I'll do the front with you guys. I don't even know that, no, I don't even have a back yet. So I'll show you how I put my seam binding on. Okay, and we have this piece, so we're going to glue this down now. I just want to make sure, am I good? Yep, good enough. Oh, and I did want to say thank you. I need to learn. I don't even know how to say thank you yet on that thing. To everyone who has basically just gifted me, you know, a coffee on, is it coffee or Ko-fi? I think it's Ko-fi. Which is in the description box, and I'm not saying you have to go there, I'm just saying the name of it. But I am always in such I can't believe how nice you guys are to me, but I do appreciate it, and I wanted to make sure I said that to everyone that has just gifted me on that site, knowing, you know, I don't work, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just living life over here. But it is very nice to be able to, you know, just go get a coffee if I want to, which really is mostly a venti iced tea. You guys kind of give me my little spending money. So thank you so much. I think it's so kind of you. And I just want to make sure I said that. So now here, see how it like mixes it up. If I want to add, I just took a, what was it, 3/4 of an inch, I think. Let's see. This one, oh, this one is 7/8 of an inch, but you could get away with, yeah, a 3/4 of an inch strip. So I had the full strip all the way the length of the 6x8 page. And then I took this piece to get my angle. But again, you could just come in, you can make tick marks. Old school way, you guys. Old school always works. So you don't have to have all the fancy tools. Old school always works. But I took my white, which I shouldn't have glued it down before I showed you guys. But okay, just imagine this is the white. And I took my strip on there. I just took my pencil where, you know, I wanted to cut on my blue. That doesn't even make sense because you can't see it, so I'll just stop talking. But you could do whatever piece you want in there, is my point. The struggle is real. Okay, and in this pocket we had photo mats and a tag. I will probably, I'm going to do the tag the same way we did the other one. Just kind of with scraps, because that's what I did for the original album. Just so you guys can see how you could just make your own cute little tags by using up scraps and cut aparts. Either or both. Okay, so we have that, and I think I want to round. I'm gonna round these, yes, because I rounded the other one. And it's getting to be that time where, like, I can feel that 1 hour, 30-minute mark creeping up on me. My daughter, I don't know how we got on this, but she's like, you have videos that are more than 15 minutes? I was like, yeah. I have lots. And she's like, what? My generation would not have that. I was like, okay, well, I'm thankful for mine. Okay. I was like, the crafters need a little bit longer than just 15 minutes to do a tutorial. She's like, yeah, no. Our attention span is definitely not equipped for that. Which, you know, is accurate. Okay, so I put white on here. I probably will come in and put a color or a pattern. So we'll see what it's gonna be on the finished project. But that just goes in there for now, if you don't glue it closed like I'm doing. And we have, oh, another little, I have this tag. You guys see the glue, oh, look at this, all over my hands. I know I say this every video, but I have to say it because it literally, it drives me insane. Even when I'm at the nail salon, sorry, I'm picking it off and it's in my nails. Okay, so if you don't know, if you don't go to the nail salon, let me just make sure this is good. You know, when they're filing and everything, you have all this powder all over your fingers. I don't like stuff on my hands. I don't like sand. I just don't like it. And so I always have to wipe it off on the towel. And they're probably like, look, lady, I'll get it off in just a second. Stop crying. But it's the same thing for the glue. That might be why, like, I actually like score tape better. Just glue is faster. Unless I prepped everything and had all my tape ready. But sometimes that doesn't always work. Okay, so I'm just kind of dry fitting. Let's see. This time, no, I'll still put the, so these both had like a red checked at the bottom. That's okay. I am going to put down first. I'm just eyeballing everything. But again, this was just straight off my scrap table. This was a 3x4 cut apart. Like so. Try to get it kind of even. Okay. So there you go. And we'll see what I come with. I did put white on the back as well, so you could do that. But this could go in here. I can add this into here and have another cut apart in here. But that is the main part. Did we have to come back to anything? I think I will. Oh, and see what I was talking about, you guys? See how I have check and check next to each other? If you weren't getting enough, now you are. And then the inserts, I just have them. I keep putting stuff on top of each other. But the inserts, I might, on the original I left them plain, I might put white and then have a scrap of a color up here. I haven't decided, and I will round the corners on the bottom. So those are the top inserts. But let's go ahead and put on our seam binding. So let's see. I did, let me see what colors these are. I did, well, they'll be linked in the description box, but basically a red, white, blue. I just glued all three of them together, and I'm going to get some score tape. I'm trying to figure out what I do with my 3/4 of an inch, or no, 1/2 inch score tape. Now you can come in with your rulers, find your center, do whatever you want. Tiff's just putting it down. Just getting it on there. It's not even at all. But we're not stressed about that. Okay, so I have some glue. I glued these three together. And I'm going to have my red on the top. This is the back of our book here. So I'm going to, because I know it's not centered, I'm kind of centering it up now that I'm putting it on there. It might not be exact, but that's okay. Get that on there. Then you can come in and take some tape. Just to kind of make sure, you know, everything stays in place. But I have never had a problem with my tape, or my ribbon coming out of my, you know, my albums. So I do that. And then I know I don't have picked out what we are going to do, but I do have a piece that is going to go on here, at least the matting. So we'll do that. So I just want to make sure I have at least my edges down good. So I want to make sure I got enough glue. And I'm just going to add a little bit of crazy glue all in there. Okay, and then just again, kind of centering it in between. Sometimes it's good just to like find one side, center, and then put the rest down. But you're going to come in, you're going to burnish this baby really good. Really good. Burnish. Okay, so now we're going to do the front, and I'm going to do the little seam binding with you. So I did red, white, and blue, so I'm just going to do my, this is literally all I did to get it good. You could sew it, you can do it however you want to. So just kind of squishing them all together. And so now we have our red, white, and blue. And let's get our tape. I really need to clean my room tomorrow. It is a little cray-cray. I'm telling you, just one project can destroy my craft room. And then when Tiff doesn't put that project away, it's even worse. So, just putting that on there. I'm kind of seeing where this one is, so that's how I line it up. Because even if it's not centered, I want the two to at least be lined up. Then we're going to come in and put our score tape down. A lot of times I just do one. You could do one or two. Sometimes I have thicker score tape. It's kind of whatever is there. Whatever mood I'm in. I just change it up. Okay, so we know what our front cover is somewhat gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to finish the whole thing with you guys because I think I'm gonna add some like borders in there, or either some rickrack. Will be kind of fun. I never use my rickrack. But again, this is just showing you how to put like the trim on if you have trim. And just get some glue on there. Very messy. This is the messy channel. I have to make a birthday card. I have to make a wedding card. All the things. Okay. And I'm going to put my red on. So this is still doing 5 7/8 by 5 7/8 because it's our cover. And then the red is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. I think I got this red out of the Country Craft Creations store in Utah. It's not available online, but it is a fun red. And if you haven't already and you're thinking about signing up for the October retreat, there are still some spots left. And a lot of, there are a lot of virtual people, so you could sign up virtually. But it is Halloween. It's Monster Mash Retreat for Country Craft Creations, and I will be teaching, and I cannot wait to get my project going, which probably will not be till August, but I'm very excited to do my project. It's going to be really pretty, if I do say so myself. Okay, so we have that. Now, so just so you guys can see, I did cut these in case you're wondering. Now, if you have a 6x6 pad, of something, because you're not using this collection, just cut it at 3 3 and it'll fit on here no problem. Just have a little bit of overlapping. So like this is 3 inches, and I think this one was 2. Yeah, this is 3 inches. But again, this is from the 6x8 pad. So they're 3 by 5 and where are we at? 5 5/8. I think let's just double check. Yes, 5 5/8. So I am going to, yeah, I'm going to put, I don't know which one I want to put. I'm trying to see if I want the overlapping to be the floral or the blue. But we're just going to end there because this is good. And then I just go back through. So I just kind of start playing with things to see what, you know, I like as far as like ephemera and stickers. And like I said, I might put flowers with all this. I might not. But again, it's just a fun way to look at a collection differently. These collections are meant to just all go together, everything. But I like to pull out certain colors and kind of create. So cute. I love the truck. So cute. Just create my own little thing. But I think it's going to be so cute. Oh, okay. There you guys go. Again, let me know on the back of page 1, what color am I doing? The blue side or the other side? And then you have to let me know, do you guys like seeing these videos? This is kind of a long video. I don't know what you guys like to see, but yeah, let me know. I will have more. I'm trying to kind of prep some tutorials before we leave, so I'll have more design team projects up for you soon. Well, we'll see. That wedding one's going to take me a minute, but there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have everything linked in the description box, so definitely check that out and hop on over to Country Craft Creations. If you're seeing this before the 4th of July of 2024, on the 4th there is a sale, so definitely hop over to get that sale. This video will be posted before the 4th, so yep, there you guys go. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.